Right now, I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Roseanne Points, and she's here with her husband, Chuck Points, and one of their instructors, Dale Edgar, sorry. I opened up a magazine, and it was a boating magazine, and I looked and I said, "That's Roseanne. What's she doing in this magazine?" And little did I know, Roseanne has this fabulous program working with the School for the Deaf and Blind, or is it Blind and Deaf, in St. Augustine. And I said, we have to bring her here to talk about that program. So, without further ado, Roseanne Points.
Okay, so how many of you have learned the points of sail with the diagram similar to this? Right? Yeah. How many have taught somebody the points of sail with the diagram similar to this? Right? Now, what do we say if we took this diagram away and we took the ability for you to see the sails? How would you teach the points of sail then? Right? That's what we're going to talk about today. Again, I'm Roseanne Points with St. Augustine Sailing, my husband Chuck Points, and our instructor, Dale Edgar. He will help us and chip in whenever I start to stray. All right, so first of all, I wanted just to really thank you guys for inviting us to come and talk. It's such a great pleasure to be here and to always talk about the Florida School of Deaf and Blind. So when people think about teaching sailing, they immediately think about what the student needs to see, right? They think about seeing the sails, seeing the telltales, so that they can understand where the wind direction is coming from. But when you really stop to think about it, sailing really just engages all of our senses. Okay, so sailing is really about all of our senses. We feel the wind, we can hear the water as it moves along the hull, we can feel the pressure of the rudder as we're steering the helm. So for students that are blind or visually impaired, these sensations are even more important to them. So some of the ways are, how can we teach in a way that allows the students to experience the magic on the water that we experience not having the disability of not being able to see or be impaired, our sight impaired. So that's the question that we ask ourselves. So with the School of the Deaf and Blind, they came to us. Well, first of all, they're located in St. Augustine, and they're actually located right behind St. Augustine Sailing. So we're located by the Bridge of Lions, not by the Bridge of Lions, the Volano Bridge. And so the School of the Deaf and Blind is right behind us. So it's a really easy trip for them to make because we're so close. But they came to us and they asked us if there was anything that we could do to have some sort of sailing experience for the students. So as you guys probably know, they've been helping students probably for more than a century now. And so it was really great to participate in this. The students that participate are between the ages of 9 and 16, and they are the ones that are participating in the expanded core curriculum summer academy that they have. And for some of these students, they've never been on a sailboat, or they've never been on a boat before, so it's a brand new experience for them. And for a lot of them, even if they have been on a boat, they've never really had the opportunity to participate outside of just sitting on the boat themselves. So this really gets them involved and really makes them excited. They love the idea of how this works. So I already mentioned a little bit of how it all started when they came and asked us to create this. So what this program. So what we started to do at first was just kind of think of, wow, okay, how can we teach these kids? So we thought about, okay, like we talked about, how are we going to teach points of sail? How are we going to explain sail trim? How are we going to demonstrate wind direction? And so the more we thought about it, the more we realized that we really needed to rethink how we taught in general, how we teach in general, not just using visual tools. So once we started thinking outside of the box and different things that we could do to teach that's kind of when and how this program became about. And today, all of our instructors, our office staff, our boat maintenance people that we have, everybody participates in one way or another getting these students out on the water. And we look forward to it every year. So I often get asked, well, how do you teach someone who can't see sails? And so most people are kind of surprised that we just say, well, you know, if they're visually impaired or blind, all of their other senses are more sensitive. You know, they're more attuned to that. So simply we just teach by touch, through movement, through the wind, how it feels against them. So all of these teaching things become experiences versus more of the, you know, 1+1 kind of scenario. So instead of really relying on visual references, we create opportunities for the students to physically experience what all of us as sailors already know. You kind of become, you know, like one. You can kind of feel when the boat is in the right spot, when it's, you know, so that our goal is to help them have that, also that feeling themselves. Okay, so let's just do a little exercise to start with. So why don't everybody close their eyes? And with their eyes closed, I want you to point, where is the air conditioner condenser? Great, great. All right. Now, with your eyes closed still, I want you to put your hands on the table, and I want you to feel how many different feelings the table has on the tabletop, along the edges, and see how, even though there are some very small little differences on the tabletop, you can feel your hands around the sides as well. Dale. And then keep your eyes closed. And then I'm going to just do something with Jack. Can you feel this, Jack?
Yeah.
Is that hard, soft?
That's soft.
Yeah. But so you can feel the difference when someone touches you. That's the same way that you can feel the wind up against your skin. Okay, with everybody's eyes closed to still, we're going to have one more noise, and when you hear it, I want you to point to it. Perfect. So these are ways that we teach the children how, you can open your eyes now, is providing these different scenarios so that they can associate different things that they feel, different things that they hear, and how they can put those in relationship to what's happening on the boat. Okay, so we've created a variety of different tools, and I'll pass these around for the students to learn. So each student gets a block. We build these or make these every year. Dale and Lance make them, and we give them to the students to learn how to do the cleat hitch. And we also have short little lines, and we make the line, we select a line that is going to be thin and small, just so that it's very easy for their small hands to grasp and feel the different textures as they're moving, so that they can at the end actually feel a knot in their hands and see how it feels. And then we also have made models. And these models are made for them to touch and feel. And if you guys want to just kind of pass them around, that would be great. And then so after we go through all of the instruction on the land, then we put that application onto the boat. And when they're on the boat, then they'll feel, behind the wheel. So as they bring the cleat board around, you can see, you can look at it, but how we teach that is we will do hand over hand with them at the beginning, giving them small little instructions at a time until that we can remove our hands a little more and a little more until that they can tie the knot themselves. So we give lots and lots and lots of praise for each time that they are successful, understanding the two different horns on the cleat, what one turn might look like, how crossing it over, all of those things. When they're successful, we praise, 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 and that gives them confidence that they're, that they can succeed, that they can do this, and it's amazing to see how excited and seeing that they're like, wow, I can really do this. It's amazing for me and for all those. And in the sailboat, as you'll see as it comes around, it moves so that when we have the wind, we use a big box fan to kind of direct the wind for them. The sails move, the sailboat even can heel. We have the rudder moves, the tiller moves. It's got all of the standing rigging, all of the running rigging. So we can teach all these parts of the boat to them before they're on a boat, so that helps them gain some positional awareness of where they are on the boat and what they can expect and where where they are in relation to it. One of the neat things that I think is they're always so surprised about the keel on the boat, which I think is kind of neat. So all of these things help them so that when they get on the boat, they already have some of this knowledge. So they're not trying to balance, or they're not trying to get their bearings of where they're at. They understand all of this and what to expect before they get on. So the wind in the face exercise is one of my favorite ones. And again, this is one that we use the box fan for. So we have them stand and we say, okay, you're at the helm. Your nose is pointing directly at the bow of the boat, and we have the fan right directly on them. And so then we talk about, okay, how do you feel this wind? How does it feel on your face? And so they'll understand that the most force is going to be on your nose, across your cheeks, and evenly across your ears. And they're really attuned to that. So we talk about, this is the no sail zone. This is when we put up the sails, so that they can understand this when they're on the boat, handling the boat. And we say, okay, we need to point into the wind. Then they know where the wind is on their face, and then they'll know which direction to turn so that the wind flows evenly across their face. Same thing when we will move side to side for them, so that they can understand the close hull, a beam reach, a broad reach, a run, so that they can feel the air all around them. I really love this exercise out of all of them. And so, what surprised us at the beginning so much was that they really, really are attuned to the wind against their skin. They really capture that so quickly. It doesn't matter really how old they are. All of them are like, the wind is here. I mean, it's just really fast, which is really great. And they're always, it's always, doesn't matter, they're always excited about being at the helm. The helm is like the ultimate goal for all of them, and they truly are fearless. They will just go. And so it's really important to have them understand the positional awareness, so they understand this is the edge of the boat, this is what's here, here are the handhelds. And so it's amazing to see how fast they'll just like walk. It's amazing. Where for me, I'm a little more slow. But once they get all of that, then we take them to the boat. And then we talk about whatever boat they're on. So if they're on a monohull or if they're on a catamaran, we talk about that, the shape and what they can expect, if there's stairs, if they have to lean over, or if it's got a walk around deck or whatnot, so that they can, again, understand what their challenges are as they're going to be moving about the boat. We also talk about the knots. We show them the lines depending on the size of the boat. They'll see some fatter lines, some thinner lines, and we always show them that based and talk about the size of that line will be based on how big the boat is. Show them the cleat and let them all touch to make so they can see that how the cleat hitch that they learn, how that is still tied to the boat, so they can get that relationship between what they did with the small little line that you guys will see compared to some of the lines that are a lot lighter. Then we also talk about the wind, where the boat is parked, and our maneuvers that we got to take to get out to the water. So those are all of the things that we talk about before we leave. So feeling the boat move. For anybody, I mean, everybody can feel the boat move, but for them, sometimes it could be a little more startling because they're not used to being moved around. So they got to get used to being able to move steadily with their knees and things like that. So this is part of the exercise that we work with them so that they can keep their balance. And then as we move, then they can feel the engine probably vibrate no matter where they're at on the boat, which has always been kind of neat. So like the other day, yesterday, right? We were on the catamaran, and I had all of them on the bow, and before we started the engine, because I was talking to them about the trampoline and the different levels and things like that, and the captain turned on the boat, and they're like, what's that? So, you know, you explain that it's the engines, even though you really couldn't hear them from where we're at, but they feel all of that. So at the helm is often probably the highlight of the day for them. It's something special when you see, you know, the student steering. They're just huge smiles, and watching them apply with the instructor there, apply all the things that they learned about the wind. You can see how their confidence grows, and so I've got one here to show you kind of how we do it. I hope that it'll play, but you can see we're all big smiles and everything, and the student is super chilled, but you can kind of see the little, you know, he's one of the older students, so, but you can see how he reacts. Let's see if we can get it to play. I don't know how to turn the volume up.
We're going to keep going. That'll be the halfway point when you feel it on the front of your face. And then once you feel it only on the right side, then you can straighten the boat up. So right now, just for your reference, we're at that 90-degree point in that turn. So we're halfway through. You kind of feel the wind right in the front of your face. And now it's slowly shifting to the right side.
wind in the face exercises that we do, and it was teaching them how to turn the boat in 180 degrees so that they can feel the wind cross all the way from one side to the other. So we talked about just how powerful it is just to see them, to see how their confidence grows with each activity that they succeed at. This young man's name is Nicholas. He's been with us 5 times, and every single time that he comes, it's just I don't know, better and better, and he really encourages all the other students that are there, kind of like, he's like, you know, hey, yeah, don't worry about this is that. And it's nice to see how they help the other students feel more comfortable. The first year that we did it, the students kind of all held onto each other, kind of like a little raft, you know, to protect each other. But now they're just like everywhere, which is really great to see how much confidence this gives them, not just in sailing, but in life itself, because it's not just about being able to tie a knot. It's having the confidence that you can accomplish something independently on your own, which is nice to see. So every experience is built to build self-belief in themselves, and like I said, that goes beyond just sailing. So this is how quick they learn. This is a figure 8, and I think I spent with her maybe 5 minutes, and this is how quick she did it. So we talk about how to hold the line so that they can feel everything. Like how fast that was. And some people that we teach that can see don't tie a figure 8 that fast. So it's super exciting to see. And every year, the children express their gratitude. This particular one that we captured, the young gal, she said at the end of the day, she hugged, her name's Tasta, who is also my daughter, but hugged her and said that she loved the experience so much that she didn't even want to leave. She wanted to stay. And those moments, you know, remind us really how important sharing this, for us it's sailing, but for them it's so much power given to them. So it's, you know, again, it's just not about sailing, it's about possibilities for them. So in addition to being partnering or creating the education for the Florida School of the Deaf and Blind, but we also are an accredited autistic center. We've been, I think from anything that I know that from what I know, we are the only accredited school in the United States, and we've been accredited from the IBCCES, which is located here in Jacksonville, and they do this accreditation, however you say that word, you know what I'm saying. But they do it all over the world. And this includes special training to how to teach and how to handle children with autism. And that training really helped us in the ability to think outside of the box, to think how can we create a program for the children so that it could be something that they enjoyed. So I don't know, we just, we've learned, you just learn new ways to communicate, because not all of it is verbal. Some is through other emotions, senses. And so all of these things are not just, it's not just things that they're learning, but it's things that we're sharing just as humans, right, to enjoy that. So for lessons for our sailing instructors as well, this program has taught us very, very important lessons that we need to teach through multiple senses, not just visual, that we need to teach, to keep teaching simple, allow students to touch everything. This is not just for the deaf and blind or the visually impaired. This is really for everyone. It adds an extra layer of learning and comprehension when you teach through not just visual, but through the senses. So focus on experiences rather than perfection, and celebrate with your student every single success that they have. And these principles work, not just for every sailor, but these works for everybody, because everybody loves to be praised when they get something done correctly, and it doesn't matter how old you are or what kind of ability or disability that you might have. When you're able to share and encourage and praise, it just makes that student even happier, no matter who it is. So again, what have these students taught us? It has helped us to be more patient. It helps us to be more creative teachers. It helps us to teach resilience and actually to be grateful for everything that we have and grateful for everything that we can share. So we always walk away learning more than what we've taught. So looking forward, so we plan to continue this program, and Dale and I have talked about some ways that we can increase the teaching. We talked about having a compass that speaks to you, so that we can even kind of try to incorporate some navigation ability in there. We talked about creating a chart that they can feel. I think it's called topographical kind of stuff, where we talked about what the water would look like and the shape of the land and different structures, how they can touch all of these things. Talked about having the green markers square and the red markers kind of a circle with a little hat on it, and then the informationals, the cylinder round things, so that they can feel the water, feel the markers, feel the bridge, and they can see where we need to go. So this kind of all helps and then with the compass, it kind of helps them get not only their situational or position awareness on the boat, but also their situational awareness of everything that is around them. So being visually impaired or blind, you always obviously have to have someone that is standing watch for you, but that doesn't alleviate the person's ability to have skill for themselves, right? The visual person would be, okay, this is at whatever, let's just say this is at 290, right? They can use their own compass to steer, and they can trim their own sails. So it's just a matter of, knowing that they can have that power themselves. It's, it's just the rewards for them are endless, right? So I would love to see other sailing schools, organizations, and whatever partner with schools and look to means of helping
just kind of reiterating, these are some of our students from the left to the right. We've got Dale, who is here. Chuck, Chris is the next, Kim is next, and then Chuck is there. We still have a few others. I just couldn't fit everybody on the image. So all of our instructors go through, in addition to ASA instruction, they also go through other instruction through the autism and different things so that we can maximize our compassion, our empathy, be creative in teaching, so that we can benefit everyone, not just some. So again, the challenge that we would like is just basically, could your club partner with a local school, a veterans organization, a youth program, a special needs organization. Sometimes it just takes a few volunteers and a willingness to share. The impact will last a lifetime for these people, if it be veterans or if it be the blind. So when you look at this picture, how many see a bunch of kids having fun? You know what I see? I see sailors. That's what I see. That's what I see. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Yes? We do. Yep, and they have an interpreter. Yep. So depending on the question I asked? Oh, he asked, do we also teach deaf? We do. Each student, which I don't think I covered, depending on the disability, each student will have, I'm going to call them a guardian, thank you, a guardian. Sometimes that guardian is a 1-to-1, and sometimes the guardian might be 1-to-2. It never is more than 1-to-5. So like yesterday we had 3 students and 2 guardians. So their responsibility is to keep an eye out for the safety of the children. Our responsibility is for instruction. So yeah, so that answers that. And you said, how many students do we have? This year we did 18 students. We don't do them all at one time or all on the same boat, but we had 18 students this year. Yeah. Yes. Well, none of them have gotten sick. Oh, thank you, sorry. Have any of them had motion sickness? None of them have had motion sickness that I've experienced. Yeah, so I think the hardest thing is, not yesterday, but last week we had some, and it was stinking hot, right? So it was more of keeping the children hydrated, and so we had them on the catamaran at that time, so we had the generator going inside with the air conditioner, and we kind of rotated the children just so that we could try to keep them cool and hydrated. Yes? Okay, is this a one-day event or a multiple-day event? We do 1 day at a time, yeah. So each year they have a designated amount, and it's a 1-day event for that student. Yes, Jack.
You don't have to repeat this.
Uh-huh.
So we have many retired people in our organization. And some of them, they want to volunteer to come down and learn a lot with you.
Oh, I would love that.
Or some they want to come down and maybe just help out for maybe one afternoon.
That would be fabulous.
Is that possible?
Absolutely.
How would they go about doing it?
Yeah, so at the end of this, I'll have my personal cell number. If you want to come and help or volunteer, just text me. Hey, I'd like to be on the next the next adventure for the children. Yesterday was our last one for this year, and the Florida School and Deaf and Blind want to do it as early as possible in the season because they say they want to make sure that they get it done. It's one thing that they have on their agenda that they plan everything else around, so which was very nice to hear. Yes, Todd?
Is it always on larger boats, monohulls and catamarans, and with the guardians and everything else, would it work on smaller boats? Like Flying Scot or something like that?
Well, I don't have any Flying Scots, so I can't really speak to that. We don't take the boats smaller than 35 feet, and we generally, on a 35, we'll generally have 2 guardians and 2 children. And we teach on Genoes, which are dual helmed, so that the child could actually be at the wheel themselves, and we have control with the other wheel if something should happen without having to say, okay, I got to get you out of the way, get you set down so that I can get back, right? So we always try on the monohulls, the Genoes, because they're dual helmed. On the catamaran, which only has 1 wheel, as you saw there, Kevin literally stands, as you saw, right next to him. We don't hold the wheel. We let the child hold the wheel and kind of direct them. If they're turning too fast or if they're turning too slow, then we kind of talk about that. But also it's always just right in the reach so that there's no danger. Any other questions? Okay, I've got one more. I think I got one more slide. There we go. There's my phone number, St. Augustine Sailing. Again, my name is Roseanne, and my husband Chuck, and our instructor Dale. All righty.
All right, a big NFCC round of applause for Roseanne. Fabulous, fabulous program. And I know a lot of us are going to want to come down and help you out.